All right, as I mentioned, lots of storage. You got compartments up here. These are wooden, real wood cabinets. These are not particle board or anything like that. The doors, I can say. I mean, this is probably particle board they make it out of, but the doors themselves, it's solid wood. This is actually, I can tell, is fake, but the doors themselves, so they're not going to fall apart or shouldn't fall apart with use. Okay, you have a shelf in there that adjusts. You have plenty of room to put things. I put totes up in there to keep stuff for the RV. You can put a tripod. You can put cushions for sitting outside. You can put lamps, anything you want in there. Same thing on the other side. Shelf in the middle, shelf in the middle, and then on that side one shelf passes all the way through. You can adjust it. You can see with the rails, plenty of storage space. You could probably, I don't know if you'd be able to get that out, but I would assume you could. But you'd have to try that if you ever want to get it out. If you really didn't want it, you could just cut it and never put it back in again. But walking down the side here, like I said, lamp on the wall here for you, so you can, read if you're sitting here. TV tray, if you will, with what they call a barrel chair, which will spin and goes up and down, so you can turn it to face the front. There's also a storage compartment underneath there that comes out, so you want to put magazines or whatever. Storage on the side, if you want. Put stuff on the floor. All the windows have these, except for one, which I'll show you later, have this dual shade, so you pull it down part way, and it's a privacy shade, but it still lets light in. You pull down all the way, and it's a room darkening shade, and obviously it doesn't let anybody see in. So at night, you put these in. During the day, if you just didn't want the sun blaring in, or you didn't want anybody to see in, if you were parked at the grocery store or something, you could put that up. And then when you want to open it up or get the window, you can do it that way. Lights underneath, 2 lights here, so you're good to go if you want to read. Same thing on the other side. You have lights underneath here. They're both controlled by one switch right next to the speaker, or you can control them individually once the speaker's on, or once the light switch is on, excuse me. All right, more room darkening, which we talked about, dual shades here. There's a switch here on the wall that puts some floor lighting on, so you can see there. So at night you can leave that on. Couch, as I mentioned, brand new, 3-seat couch. There are seat belts for 3 underneath there. So you have seat belts in the front, seat belts here. This barrel chair has a seat belt. There's a compartment underneath the couch that slides out, except with the new carpet, it's sort of a little stiff until the carpet settles out. So what I've done before, you can get it out, or if you just lift up on this, you can sort of see in there. I can get to whatever I need. A little easier than trying to fuss that out a little bit. This couch, incidentally, folds out. I'll show you that right now. So this way, you can sleep 2 here, or you can sleep 1 if you don't want to fold it out. Seat belts fall down, so you're not laying on the seat belts. Still have plenty of room to get through if you need to. Somebody can still sit here while somebody's sleeping. Turn the chair in, you're good to go. That table is permanent. It doesn't move unless you want to take it off the wall. But you can't fold that down. In the floor here, you're going to notice a heating duct here and a heating duct here, and there's 2 in the back, or 2 or 3 in the back also. This is for heat only. Air conditioning comes out of the roof. It's ducted. So you have these throughout the coach, and they're all ducted as one big central duct. So if you turn on the rear air, it will flow up here. It's not going to be as strong. If you turn on the mid air, it flows to the back. You turn them both on, you get plenty of air. You get the idea with that. This is great, so you don't have to sit underneath and just, off a one-room air conditioner, or one air conditioner that comes out of the ceiling that blows right there. These blow into these ducts. It works great. The heat, I've actually only had it on once. Once again, I don't camp in the winter, so I'm going to assume everything works okay with that. The furnace is actually right there underneath. Over here, as we mentioned, brand new carpet, like I said. So what I did is I made a mat for the carpet to sort of put it down so it protects the carpet. It's just double stuck tape that will come up. I have some extra carpet if you want to make your own mat. From there were the original. There was the extras from the cart, from when the carpet guy put it in. So you're welcome to that. So that's about it with this side of the coach. We're gonna go into the kitchen next and continue the tour. All right, so here we are back in the kitchen. The first thing I want to show you is these lights in the ceiling. These are an option, which you'll see on the sheet. Fluorescent lights. They were also in the front of the coach, controlled separately, or you can control them individually on the light itself, depending on what you want. Air conditioning pickup there. Light that has in the kitchen, it's nice. Or excuse me, the fan in the kitchen, it's nice. You can turn it on and open it up and adjust the speed, depending on if you want to get cooking odors or moisture out from cooking, etc. like that. All right, so in the coach, in the kitchen area, there is not, it's a table as opposed to a bench or a booth type setup. There are 2 chairs. I think originally there were probably 4, or one that went here that's sort of been lost. It was usually only 2 of us, so it was never a big deal. There is a leaf in the middle. I've never actually had it open, but it's underneath, so you can make this table a little bigger. Coming down the left side here, switches for the porch light outside, for the step, and also for the ceiling lights. More storage, which we talked about. This is all one big cabinet, more wood, solid wood doors, and adjustable shelves down 2/3 of the cabinets. You know, you can adjust it up or down, do whatever you like. Clock here on the wall, which to be honest with you keeps falling off, so it needs a little help there, or something else like a picture can go there. Light here above the kitchen table looks really nice. The chairs for the table are actually seat belted in, so they're not going to go all over the place. What I did is I kept 2 cheap folding chairs if I needed 4 people, which never was the case, but if I needed, I could always wheel those or bring those up. Alright, once again, room darkening shade or privacy shade, depending on what you wanted to do with the window. There's an outlet over there in the corner by the chair, so somebody can work here with a laptop or whatever if they want. Working on this side of the coach, at the bottom here is a LP gas leak detector. So if any LP gas comes out, you know, this would pick it up. And then we have some circuit breakers here behind the panel. As I mentioned, furnace there. This has a really nice, I wouldn't even call it a spice rack, but I'll call it a pantry. As you can see here, adjustable shelves. You can put tons of, you know, ketchup and cans and juice and whatever else fits in here. It's about, you know, hands, you know, about 4 or 5 inches deep maybe. Adjusts up and down, slides back in nicely, only on one side, so it's not 2-sided, but one side. It slides back in, locks in place. You don't have to worry about it coming out. Next is the fridge. It's a Norcold fridge and freezer. Really good. Runs on propane or on electric, depending on where you are. So if you're driving, this will run on propane and keep your food cold. If you're parked, as soon as it sees power, it kicks over to electric. When you unplug it, it kicks back to propane. So you don't ever have to worry about, you can set it in auto mode, set the temperature, and you don't even have to think about it. Depending, you know, if the electric were to kick off, it would automatically kick on. And if let's say you lost electric in the middle of the night at the campsite, this would kick on, your food wouldn't go bad. Freezer gets cold enough, as you can see, there's an ice cube maker in there. I've never used it, as I mentioned. The connection for it leaks a little bit outside. That's not why I used it. I just don't drink water out of the ice maker, or water out of the coach when I'm RVing. I tend to use bottled water. But it will freeze blocks of ice, you know, like those ice packs you put in coolers, freezes them no problem. Fridge, same thing. Fridge gets plenty cold. There's a temperature setting that you use right here. Set it as cold as you want. That little blue thing in the back is just a little fan that circulates air. I read a tip years ago on RVing, and that was one thing that people recommended, just to circulate air a little bit more. And you have storage in the door here as well. You can adjust these shelves if you want. You can take out shelves in the door, no big deal, depending on how you want to configure your own fridge. One thing to remember if you've never RV'd before is that refrigerators in RVs aren't really as friendly as refrigerators at home. You know, so in and out, if you're going out with kids, this just takes a little bit of a bump sometimes to close. In and out with kids, you probably want to have a cooler with your drinks on the side. They don't recover as fast, and it's not this one in particular, it's just in general, they don't recover as fast as your household fridge would. But we've kept, food, perishable food in there, obviously stayed cold, no problem. You'll notice that there is no oven in this, in the traditional sense, in this kitchen. There's a convection microwave oven. It starts here. Now this is one of the things that will only run when you're plugged in the generator or house power. Air conditioners are another one. All the outlets in here are another one. When I say house power, I mean the pedestal at the campground, or if you happen to plug into your house. This is a convection oven. You'll notice that the tray is missing. That's how I bought it. I'm not sure if it broke. My guess would be it broke sometime. Storage up above. Plenty of cabinet storage here. Adjustable shelves. Lazy Susan here. Adjustable shelves here. That rod there in the middle, that double rod, is for keeping glasses and stuff from tipping over. Okay, working our way down. Paper towel holder.